The self-inundation and proliferation of mechanistic or cyber-contrived images results in death of the imagination. This is an emergency that calls for a mysterious imaginal kickstart to set it on the right track. It is far more satisfying to the soul to explore self-transcending images that open to vistas of imaginal geographies, landscapes, and universes than it is to check email and navigate virtual worlds. Cosmic History says, to reverse this situation, we must first gain the correct perception of the need for deconstruction of limited belief systems. Deconstruction first entails examining the constituent images of prevailing belief systems, and then reflecting on what those images support and convey. By penetrating the facade of image, a space is opened for the soul to breathe and reconnect with the imaginal realm or dream time. Only by reconnecting the human soul with the imaginal realm, and thus elevating the mind, will higher paranormal technologies be granted. However, these types of powers are not a big deal when the human species is living in the soul rather than the machine. We must always keep in mind that there are many other universes than the one we inhabit. At the same time that universe exists, there also exists non-universe, the enlightened state that creates the universe, and is also the enlightened state of the self-disclosure of the universe. There are examples in modern art and literature that utilize the imaginal realm to create imaginary constructs, and thus activate the soul at subtle, subliminal levels. For example, books by authors such as J.R.R. Tolkien or Ursula Le Guin create imaginal worlds so convincing that it activates and inspires the imagination of the masses. Inspiration means spirit breathed in. Spirit opens us to the imaginal realm. Much of the literature popular in this generation revolves around wizards and magic. For example, Le Guin's Earth-Sea trilogy creates a convincing and detailed world of magic and wizards derived straight from the imaginal realm. In these books, Le Guin clearly lays out principles, laws, and guiding rules that make such a world possible. This process in itself is a principle of wizardry. It is important for the human mind and imagination to feel and remember this kind of world. We would not be interested if it did not correspond to some archetypal memory stored in our imagination. The lost worlds initiated by stories such as these can be rediscovered and stabilized through understanding and application of the law of time and the synchronic order. The law of time states that time is art, and says that the purpose of the imaginal and phenomenal realms is to create art. To understand this, we must turn our reality and beliefs upside down and look at them again. When this phenomenal reality is turned upside down, then we will see that material means have value only insofar as they support the principle of human perception devoted to the creation of higher arts and culture. This is a necessity of spiritual culture. The imaginal realm only thrives when it is connected to the soul. The creation of the proliferation of lower forms of mass media is a direct result of the disconnect between the soul and the imagination. This only occurs at the human realm, and is only an imaginal disconnection. The law of time redefines the possibility of art, and expands the idea of what is possible, so that we eventually realize ourselves as polysynchronic beings. Poly means many, and synchronic means synchronization in time. A polysynchronic being is one who is able to thrive on multiple synchronizations in time, as expressions of different dimensional categories or levels of personality. What keeps us from this is the habituation to linear time, where we live in a sequential one-dimensional, one-thing-at-a-time mode. The polysynchronic order is the simultaneity of a number of forms of expression, channeled by a being capable of expressing multiple characterizations of cosmic reality in a synthesizing field of art. The humans have to walk back through the process of cosmic creation to reactivate the memory of the soul-imagination connection. The goal of cosmic history is to re-establish the primacy of the imaginal realm by activating the human to unwrap its greatest gift. We must now explore the imaginal realm in the way we explore the phenomenal realm. Time travel is only possible through the correct understanding and application of the imaginal realm. But you cannot time travel if you do not have a guide or map of the imaginal territory. You cannot time travel if you do not understand the laws and principles of the imaginal worlds. We have to go beyond the old system in order to create a new world. Only then we will transform the world into a planet art hall, and thus evolve a hyper-organic form from our sense organs, something never before dreamed of.
We're coming in, coming in, coming in, coming in.